Take 17.
Take 38. That was a continuity error. So, yeah. So how did you initially get into gambling?
First got into gambling, when I was 18 was the first time I went to a casino. Had a bit of money left over from my first time at uni. Gala Casino in Sunderland had just opened. So me and a few lads went down there. Win not a lot of money, but a bit of money. Just generally gambling as you would.
Yeah.
And then it was the following year where I was very, very broke. I was like lost £100 or something like that, and I figured, well, why not? I was browsing through eBay looking for ways to make money, and I came across a gambling guide for a penny. So I bought it. The guy emailed me. A lot of my mates didn't think it would work, and went to Gala Casino again with one of the other lads, and walked out with £500 up over 2 days, won twice in a row. And I realised I could start to make a bit of money out of this. But there was times, on occasions, where we lost money. So it wasn't foolproof every time. I mean, I gambled before this with like scratch cards and stuff, but nothing to the extent of the money I was starting to bet and things like that, and the money I was making as well.
Yeah. So is it just you said roulette? Is it that you play?
Roulette that we play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did that gradually get into what it is now?
But you didn't always win on it, and I do like the rush of gambling. Like, I enjoy it. I like making money for doing nothing basically. And through a friend of a friend, I met a guy who spent his life gambling basically, and he made quite a bit of money. He wasn't a millionaire by any standards, but he was quite well off.
Yeah.
So I figured if he does it, why can't I? And his tactic was to bet on things that were never going to happen. For example, Korea to win the world, not to win the World Cup rather. He would put his money against that. The money you get back is just very little, but it's pretty much a sure thing. It's a damn sight better than having money in a bank and an interest. So place your bets in that respect, and I've started doing that a lot as well. Although now I'm quite up on horse racing as well. And if you spread your money over a few horses, you're going to make your money back. There is, of course, the occasions where you're wrong and you lose money, but those occasions now are so rare compared to the times that you're right. You can afford to take that loss.
So you say you like the rush. Is that? Would you say you have a problem gambling, or can you stop whenever you want?
I wouldn't say I have a problem gambling, no. I could stop whenever I want. I choose not to stop because it's profitable. As soon as it ceases to be profitable, I will stop. When I first started going to casinos, I would set a limit. So if I started in the casino with £400, I would leave when I'd made £800, or I've lost my £400. So I know where my limit is and where my cap off is. And like I say, there are times I lose money, but as long as you win overall from your bets, spreading your money about, then it's not an issue.
So do you have any other occupation? Are you solely living off your winnings?
So at the minute, solely living off winnings. I did have another occupation prior to this, to build up the funds to do this.
Did you give it up for gambling?
Gave it up because I didn't like it. And I can live off gambling, so I do that now. But to get to where I've been with winning small amounts all the time, but putting a large stake down, I needed that large stake to be able to live off the small amounts that I win.
So where do you see yourself going in the future? Do you see yourself doing this forever?
Yeah. Don't see why not. If I can live off sitting at home and placing bets every day, not having to worry about the stress of work or anything like that, and I enjoy it. So yeah, I'll do it until I can get away with it for.
Shall I think of any other question? What would you ask?
What would I ask? Do I know many other people that do it?
Do you know any other people that do it?
Sorry, you have to do it again. Sorry.
I just left a cut space so I can edit it.
Oh, Jim. No. Oh, no, it's happening.
No, you know what we should do? We should do an intro. You should have the newspaper and like I'll like pan in. You can go, oh hi, I'm Steve Cowan. I'm a professional gambler. I didn't see you there. Just do that.
If I try and take it serious, I'm going to end up laughing, so I can't. Okay. So far, so good though.
Yeah, so far so good.
Yeah. Fire.
Just trying to think of something.
I thought that was a good question. Ask me that question.
Okay.
But you don't have to. I'm just thinking, yeah, it's a good one, I thought.
I know, but I'm just thinking where to go from there.
Alright, take that.
So do you know anyone else that gambles? Do you do it alone, or do you have like a group of people that you know that also live off it?
Other than the friend of the friend I mentioned before, I don't know anyone else that does it. I know people that go to casinos and gamble, but they don't make a living off it, and I'm not in touch with that guy anymore.
At what point do you think it's a problem?
I think it's a problem if you lose money. I don't think you can class it as a problem if you win money, because that's kind of like saying a footballer has a problem with playing football, but he's making money off it, a lot of money off it, so does he have a problem? I mean, if I was losing a lot of money, sitting here saying I don't have a problem, you should be worried. But I'm sitting here saying I make money, I make my living off it, then I don't think so, no.
So do you think you have to be strong? Do you think anyone can do it, or do you think that different types of people can just get silly with it?
Get silly with it?
Can give in to temptation of betting more than perhaps they can afford?
Yeah, you do see that in casinos. I met a guy who was on a very lucky streak a while back, and he, having a laugh with him, was very drunk at the time, and it was in Aspers in Newcastle, and I remember saying to him, you're having a fortunate evening this evening. His response was, I better be, I'm betting my mortgage money, in his drunken state. So I think you do have to be strong-willed to do it though, because I've had a few friends come with us and they've been gambling as well, but the way we gamble with roulette is you take your loss and you up your bet to cover the money you've lost. A lot of people won't keep increasing that bet because they see it as a bigger loss. You have to bite the bullet and have to keep upping the ante every time to cover the money you've lost on the previous spin. Say for example you bet, you never would do this, but for argument's sake, you bet on the number 25 and it doesn't come in. You would increase your bet to cover the loss of that number. Red or black's a good example. Put £5 on black and red comes in. Now you need to put £10 on black to increase your winnings to cover. To increase your winnings to cover the loss. And as long as you're strong-willed and willing to go that extra mile, you have the capital behind you to do it, and you don't hit the maximum bet, you're always going to walk away profitable.
So you use probability to...
Yeah, unfortunately probability doesn't mean squat in roulette. It's all chance. Just because it's been red 13 times doesn't mean it's going to be black next time. It's still a 50-50 chance of red or black. Probability is a placebo effect, it's the only thing you have really to work with in roulette. And most of the time, like I say, it works. You get the odd occasion where it doesn't, which can be quite painful, but other than that, it works.
So what do you think about the people that go into betting shops and use the fixed odds betting terminals to play the casino? Do you think that's fair, or do you think...
The automated machines?
Yeah.
To my knowledge, I believe they're actually set to pay out a percentage of what's put in. So you're never going to be profitable on that machine unless you walk over after someone's lost a lot of money on that machine. It's the same as slot machines in Vegas. Some of them actually put out more money than they get in to draw people through the door. But in most casinos around the world, you put in, over the course of a day, 20 people put in £1,000 on a slot machine, it will pay out 800, and it's programmed only to pay out the 800. After that, you've got no chance of winning. So no, they're not fair, and I would never use them or recommend them.
I haven't really planned much for this.
You've not, have you? Just by the way, I went to the casino the other day.
I know.
At one point it was 150 quid up using that system. And then Dave, the unlucky fucker that he is, he gave me 50 quid and was like, we'll go in together with 100. So I started off with 100 and I was up to 250. I even printed out the ticket, went and got the cash in my hand, and I was like, that's me, done. Dave was like, well, should we go in together, 100 quid each, see if we can do it again. Right, Dave. That section at the bottom didn't come up for 16 spins. I lost my 50 quid, he lost his 50 quid, like that. Even after that, we left the casino and it still hadn't came up. It was ridiculous how many spins that didn't come up for.
Crazy.
I was really pissed off.
I'm thinking about doing what you did, like off the record. I'm thinking about stop.